10 News begins with breaking news.
In less than 12 hours, a flight from Wuhan, China will land at MCAS Miramar.
Well, the plane is carrying U.S. citizens who were stranded in China because of the coronavirus. Well, the base tells us the flight will arrive between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. tomorrow. When the plane lands, passengers will be taken to a secured facility and quarantined for 14 days.
Our 10 News reporter Laura Acevedo is live at Miramar, where the base just released this information. Laura.
And Steve, MCAS Miramar says that 2 planes will arrive at Travis Air Force Base tomorrow morning. One of those will continue here to Miramar. Now, we know there are roughly 350 passengers on board both flights combined. In less than 12 hours, U.S. citizens stranded in Wuhan due to the coronavirus outbreak will be back in the country. Late Tuesday, officials confirmed 2 flights are currently in the air with roughly 350 passengers on board. One of those flights headed to MCAS Miramar, where passengers will spend 14 days in quarantine. At the time of travel, passengers coming in presented no symptoms and have a medical team on the flight. This video shows where they'll be staying, the consolidated bachelor quarters on base, made up of 150 individual suites. The announcement of the arrival came just hours after base personnel attended an information session with CDC and Health and Human Services representatives.
I feel a little bit better, but I definitely will be conscientious as to my activity on base.
This woman is a military wife who attended the meeting and still has some concerns about the number of people coming and the fact that CDC and HHS staff will have base access.
I'm definitely going to stay at home. I won't do any errands on base. I live very close to the North Gate, so if I have to leave base for shopping, I will definitely do that.
Again, that flight is scheduled to arrive here at Miramar between 6 and 9 in the morning after refueling at Travis Air Force Base in Northern California. Reporting live from MCAS Miramar, Laura Acevedo, 10 News.
Laura, thank you. And our 10 News breaking news tracker is also at the base. We'll stay on top of any new details that come in. We'll also have another update from Laura here in just a few minutes.
Well, a muddy mess left on a busy San Diego street. Tonight, crews are working to fix a broken water main break in Ocean Beach. 10 News reporter Anthony Pura is there live, where 24 businesses are still without water tonight. Anthony?
Kimberly, they had to turn off the water here while crews do repairs, and you can see that they are doing that right now. They have the heavy machinery out and they are digging underground, trying to get to that broken water main. They are expected to do their work straight into the night. At the corner of Newport Avenue and Cable Street, the Joint put up this sign in the midst of happy hour.
The water main broke across the street. We have got no water.
My husband got off work a little bit early and we thought, oh my gosh, we still have time for the Joint happy hour. So unfortunately, it's not going to happen.
This time-lapse video shows the water rising on the street after an 8-inch water main broke. The water level appears to rise to the bottom of parked cars. City crews shut off the water quickly, though the water main break still caused a muddy mess on a very busy intersection.
I think that they shut off the water just in time, and our store was spared some flooding.
24 businesses on this block of Newport Avenue had their water shut off while crews made repairs. Restaurants impacted the most. Little Chef Chinese Takeout continued serving customers using bottled waters to cook and clean, but others made the tough call to close for the night.
We don't have a bathroom or water for guests, so we kind of had no other choice. A lot of us depend on our tips, so we won't be getting paid tonight, so that sucks.
And back out here live, you can see that crews still out here working to get to that broken water main. Now they're expected to finish up work here and have water restored to the area around 1 a.m. in the morning. And right now, the cause of this water main break still to be determined. We're reporting live tonight. Anthony Pura, 10 News.
Anthony, thank you. Turning now to our weather. It is already a bone-chilling night in parts of the county. A freeze warning is now in effect. Our meteorologist Angelica Campos is here with a look at the areas dropping into the 30s, and you say lower in some parts, lower than that.
That's right, some 20s even in Oceanside. It's already 34 degrees right now, and you saw Anthony there bundled up. You're going to need those heavier coats also into tomorrow morning. Expecting temperatures to drop another 5 to 10 degrees overnight, so it is going to be cold. And when you say bone chilling, we don't say that very often around here. There it is, freeze warning in effect until 9 a.m. for our inland communities, although we could include Oceanside in that freeze warning, and also in our deserts from midnight until 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, waking up to 20s and 30s into many parts of the county. The good news is the temperatures should be back in the 60s by the afternoon.
That's good news. Thank you, Angelica. 14 states are on alert tonight as a major storm blows across the U.S. Heavy rain is falling across the Midwest, and it could bring thunderstorms with damaging winds up to 60 miles an hour. Tomorrow, heavy snow is expected to hit the region. Tornadoes are possible. As the storm moves east, localized flash flooding and snow are expected.
The Speaker of the House made her feelings very clear after tonight's State of the Union address. It was one of the many partisan moments during tonight's speech.
President Trump is only the second president to give his annual speech in the midst of an impeachment trial, but the first to do it while also campaigning. 10 News anchor Lindsay Pena is here with what the president had to say and how the Democrats responded. Lindsay.
That's right, Kim and Steve. This speech coming just one day before an expected vote in the president's impeachment trial, but he made no mention of it. Instead, using his speech to relaunch his 2020 campaign and tout his accomplishments.
Madam Speaker, the President of the United States.
The start of the evening tense, with the House Speaker introducing President Trump, but leaving off the typical phrasing that includes her high honor and distinct privilege. President Trump apparently giving her the brush off, not shaking her hand, but quickly moving to tout his accomplishments and what he dubbed the Great American Comeback.
Jobs are booming, incomes are soaring, poverty is plummeting, crime is falling.
The president surprised the chamber, announcing his guest, Venezuelan opposition leader Juan Guaido. When the president turned to health care,
We will always protect patients with pre-existing conditions.
Democrats jeering, pointing at the president and yelling, "You," likely referencing his Justice Department's decision to fight the Affordable Care Act, which currently is the only law to protect pre-existing conditions. The producer president using the speech for some made-for-TV moments, presenting Rush Limbaugh via the First Lady with the Presidential Medal of Freedom, and welcoming home a soldier. As he wrapped up, though, the House Speaker not trying to disguise her thoughts on the whole thing, ripping up her copy of the speech. Democrats using their response to also focus on action to their base, specifically health care, infrastructure, and even school shootings.
The president says the economy is strong. My question is, strong for whom? Strong for the wealthy who are reaping rewards from tax cuts they don't need? The American economy needs to be a different kind of strong.
Now in the chamber tonight, a local doctor who lost several family members last summer in a bluff collapse. Dr. Pat Davis was invited by Congressman Mike Levin. If you recall, Davis's wife, daughter, and sister-in-law died after part of the cliffs in Encinitas fell on them. Since then, both men have been working to secure more federal funding for projects to make our beaches safer. Reporting in the studio, Lindsay Pena, 10 News.
Lindsay, thank you. Your voice, your vote. After a day-long delay, the Iowa Democratic Party released its partial results of its kickoff presidential caucus. Mayor Pete Buttigieg leads the pack. Senator Bernie Sanders is right behind him. Senator Elizabeth Warren is in third right now, with former Vice President Joe Biden trailing in fourth. The results, we're told they're still coming in, but the numbers seem to back up Buttigieg, who took an early victory lap.
We are arriving with the momentum in the 2020 presidential campaign right now, and we had a victorious night in Iowa that shocked opponents.
Also today, the frustration for Bernie Sanders was noticeable. The New Hampshire primary is just a week away. That's a state that Sanders won decidedly back in 2016. Recent polls show him in the lead, but with a fairly narrow margin.
And tonight was the San Diego mayoral debate on homelessness and housing.
I've been on Section 8 18 years. 18 years, and I work. I'm not drug addicted. I don't have mental health issues. I fight for people, and I fight hard.
Candidates tackled the complex issue of homelessness and housing shortages in the city. One person at the forum says homelessness can affect anyone, even if they have a job.
We have people that are seriously working 1 and 2 jobs, that are living in their cars, and they need to be close to work, and they can't go stay at the safe parking lot.
Well, homeless advocates held signs reading "No ban on vehicle habitation" during the forum.
The family of a man killed in a wrong-way crash said their tearful goodbyes during a candlelight vigil in his honor. 23-year-old David Ramirez was killed by a wrong-way driver on the 5 in Chula Vista. The driver crashed into multiple cars, ultimately killing 2 people. David was an Army veteran, a new father to a 3-month-old baby girl.
And that's my first granddaughter, and now that poor kid is going to be with no father, and because of somebody out there, is driving in the wrong direction, which is something that we haven't got any answers about that.
Such a shame. His family says they are now leaning on each other for support.